Okay, YouTube, so I am just sitting here in the parking lot of the 4-H building, which is immediately behind me, and I think this is the best parking spot we've had in all the years that we've been coming here. We have like practically front door service, and well, the parking lot is just pretty much vacant and empty. I'm sort of blaming the rain on that, though. So, I was the first of eight people inside the door today, and I've been here for a little over an hour, and I am exhausted. It's hot as hell, and I'm honestly surprised by how warm it is because there really aren't that many people here today. I've been here when it's just bumper to bumper cars, wall to wall people, and if you turn around, you just end up accidentally groping someone. So I will be glad to get home. I have whittled down my selection to just slightly over $20 worth of books, and you know what I really like about these semi-annual Planned Parenthood book sales is you can buy quite a few books for not a lot of money. So I will probably see you when I am in line, or maybe when I've even paid for them and got my haul home. So I will see you later. You know, one of these days I am going to go through here and buy my copy of this Time Life Mysteries of the Unknown set, because it seems as though, look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 boxes of these books here. It seems like we have multiple sets of these books here. So one of these days, when I have money, I'm totally going to come down and buy like an entire set. Because, you know, it just takes me back, all these books that I used to look through when I was a kid. Okay, YouTube, so I am here at Fezolies, and I'm impressed. The food is better than what it used to be. I am as red as a drowned rat, and just after I sat down, I met a witch that works here. She has a big old rose quartz on around her neck and pentacle earrings. So, just goes to show we are everywhere. Unfortunately, when I was at the book sale, I forgot my half-empty pop somewhere there. Totally bummed about that. But the New Age section had a lot of really good occult books there this year. There were also a lot of UFO books too, probably because of the popularity of certain shows like Ancient Aliens, which, you know, I only watch just for something to watch on TV because otherwise there's probably nothing else on that interests me. Now, if we had Destination America, I would probably watch all the paranormal shows on the channel, but I digress. We are just sitting around waiting for our food, and as soon as I get home, I will post a vlog about all the nifty little things that I picked up today. So I am sitting here post Fezolies, and I am stuffed. But the book sale was a lot of fun for me. I heard someone mention there that because it's winter, or it's almost winter, a lot of people stock up on books around this time, so that they have something to read during the cold months when they can't go out and do anything else, which is you know, a good argument to make. But I was surprised though that there weren't that many people there, and as few people as there were there, the auditorium was horribly hot, stuffy, uncomfortable. They needed to open, even though it was a little inclement, they should have opened a door so we let a little fresh air in. And for the first time, I did not have to wait at the line at all. Sorry, I was checking someone out. But see, where was I going with this? I had a point. Oh yeah, for the first time ever, I didn't have to wait around at the checkout line at all. There was virtually no line. The only problem was they moved all the music books out of the annex and put them on the main floor, which bummed me out because I had to search all around for them. Plus, I had to scrounge and search for the social sciences section because I like looking up books dealing with anthropology and archaeology. And I was a little bummed this year that there weren't any journals or academic journals or magazines at Cora. So that kind of bummed me just a little bit. So we are homeward bound.
Now we gotta stop at grocery store.
Then homeward bound. Hey YouTube, so after I finally got a moment to myself, I've been home for a little while. I was just exhausted after today. It started to wind down after I went to Target and, well, I wanted to end my day on a happy note, and I was really pining after a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. So I went to Target, which has a Starbucks on the inside, and that's what I ordered. Well, unfortunately, it's not what I got. And it was just basically a decaf latte without a bit of pumpkin spice in it. Ugh. I was so disappointed. But while I was there, I picked up some straws, which are just the perfect diameter for vocal phonation exercises. But also while I was there, I got some free candy, a little bottle of water, about 3 or 4 ounces, and a sticker from, I assume she must have been the manager working there. All you had to do was tell people that Target is hiring, and Target must be really hard up for employees there. I'm always seeing them asking for help. Although in my experience, having applied there, they seem rather picky. Because they were having they were desperate for workers there. And when I applied, I wasn't accepted. They passed me over, which is unfortunate. It kind of stung a little bit because I wanted to work there. But I also picked up some Bigelow's orange and spice tea, which I use to infuse in my apple cider or my my Snapple apple Snapple with some rose juice honey, which tastes amazing. I should really try and learn how to make this myself. It gives you basically every ingredient except what spices they use. I'm almost certain they obviously use cinnamon, but they must use something else as well. I think coriander. Coriander? Yeah, coriander would be nice. Coriander has a very lemony, citrusy flavor that would go nice with this, I think. But back to my book haul from the Planned Parenthood book sale, which was a lot of fun. I really found some great finds in the New Age section of the sale. Although I really had to look for the social sciences area, which was sort of hidden. It wasn't even listed on the maps that they give you every year. But one of my first finds was Moon Signs by Sybil Leek. As I was telling my mom on the way back, her books are hard to find because they're all out of print. I was telling her that it's because her children were raised by Sybil's mother, their Christian grandmother, and they now want absolutely nothing to do with their mother's rich legacy, and they don't want her books put back in print, which is unfortunate. I'm sure that one day the copyright will lapse, and some well-intentioned occult publisher will end up putting them back in print where they belong because they're so invaluable to this day. And we have Color Magic for Beginners by Richard Webster. I tell you, the New Age section is really popping these days. It didn't used to be. It used to be that you could maybe find a really good occult book there, but not often. So I'm really excited that I am able to find so many great titles there when I go there every year. Or twice a year, actually, because it's biannual. And this book popped out of me from the anthropology section, and it seems really interesting. It's called Entering the Circle, Ancient Secrets of Siberian Wisdom Discovered by a Russian Physicist. I'm sorry, not physicist, psychiatrist. I swear, I'm always getting those words confused when I see them in print. It is by Olga Karatidi, MD. So I'm particularly excited to see what's in this book. I've never owned this book, but I absolutely had to snatch it up, seeing as how Ray Buckland has just passed away. Practical color magic. I'm really interested to see what he has to say on the subject, because I've recently written a chapter on the subject myself for a book that I'm writing. And this is just a pamphlet, but it was an interesting topic that I wanted to explore more deeply. I actually have an old English and French language book on the subject that's really, really in depth. But this is just Voodoo Vives and Talismans and How to Use Them by C.M. Randolfo. And actually, I didn't even see if there was a publisher. It's copyright the New Orleans Historic Voodoo Museum. So, that's cool. Very, very cool. I also picked up this book. I want to say I have his first book, Life After Life, but I can't recall. I'll really have to look forward to see if I own it in my library when I finally end up cleaning it up this winter. But it is Dr. Raymond Moody's Reflections on Life After Life. And if you didn't know, I love vintage hardback books. Now, this book popped out at me. I was walking to the checkout, and I hadn't even noticed. I hadn't even looked at the gardening/herbs section of books, because I didn't want to see anything too tempting that would really make me want to waste more money there than I had a budget for. But I saw this book there, and my intuition just latched onto it and wouldn't let go until I finally gave it a second and a third look. And I swear, it was almost as if the book were just sitting there waiting for me. And it is Hedgemaids and Fairy Candles, The Lives and Lore of North American Wildflowers, which is actually a book that I have had on my Amazon wish list for quite a while. What really bummed me out, and actually bummed a lot of people out, is that they moved the music books this year. This is like the third time they've moved them. They used to be on tables near the annex, then they moved them in the annex, and now they've moved them clear to the back corner of the main floor, which really threw a lot of us off, because I even though I always get a map when I go in there, I really didn't even use the map this year, because I've been there so often that I have a general feel for where things are, even though I never seem to find the social sciences section, which is where they keep all the books on archaeology and anthropology. But I found a couple gems there that I really wanted to bring back home with me, and it is Let Us Have Music for Christmas by Maxwell Eckstein. And there are two books that he's written called Let's Have Music for Piano, volumes 1 and 2, that was used by my former piano teacher when she was choosing music for me to play during recitals. and I thought that I would have a really interesting time, really start reading through a lot of the music in this. But as I was looking through it, I was reminded of my very first vocal recital in college, which was in a simple way, I love you. Those are just some notes I wrote at the behest of my first voice teacher there, who I'm sorry to say didn't know what the hell she was talking about half the time. And looking back on it now, I should have been extremely wary of her because this song isn't that difficult, and I could probably sight read it today. I wouldn't have been able to then, but she really gave me some crap for my lack of piano chops, when in fact she really couldn't even play the song at all during our lessons. I mean, now I could maybe sight read it badly, if I wasn't concentrating too hard, or maybe learn it in like a day. But for her to have taken music classes for as long as she has and still be that ill-equipped to play a simple song for their voice students, is really inexcusable in my opinion. Yeah, so I was really disappointed in her looking back because that wasn't a very difficult song at all. I mean, the key of D is a relatively easy key to play in anyway. It's actually my favorite key to sing in. There are only two sharps in it. It's basically like playing the key of C with a couple sharps added in. And if you know your chords, you can pretty much sight read a song. It's not that difficult. And in fact, the song was written to be played moderately slowly. So, well, she obviously didn't quite notice that because I was singing, because she had me sing the song much faster than it was intended to be sung. I wonder if it's because, well, she had a degree in musical theater, so I wonder if it's because she had she was basing the tempo on the song on what the recording of the song is, which could very well be. Damn fly. I also wanted to bring up this book just to brush up on my music theory knowledge. It's Practical Theory Complete, a Self-Instruction Music Theory course by Sandy Feldstein. And it's by Alfred Publishing, which is one of the better music instruction publishers out there. I've tried to have them send me publicity copies of some of their books, and they're totally unwilling to do so. They don't even grace me with a reply to my request. And I swear that fly is bugging the hell out of me, not because I stink, but because I smell nice. I've just had a shower, so it smells my shampoo and conditioner. Two books I was really excited to see, and I wanted to add them to my personal reference library for a very long time, is Yves Bonnefoy's Roman and European Mythologies, and American, African, and Old European Mythologies by the same author. Actually, there are 4 books in this series, and I just need to hunt down the other 2 books in the series. Bonnefoy, who is a French scholar, died just last year. And if you watched me brag on in I swear it should be too cold for flies. But if you watched me in the at the Planned Parenthood book sale, you would have seen me fawning over the Time Life books there, and I could not pass up the chance to get this. It is, hold on, let me get rid of the flare. Witches and Witchcraft. So I'm really excited to go through it. It has a lot of great vintage photos in it, and if you know me, I love vintage photographs of renowned witches in their day. who knows? Maybe one day I will be in a vintage photograph of a witch in some future book. That would be nice. I also found this really interesting book at the folklore section, I think. Yeah, I think it was at the folklore section, and I was really irritated by the folklore section this year because they had jumbled within it a lot of fantasy novels, which I didn't quite understand. They didn't seem to be they seemed to be out of place there, grossly out of place there. But I found this book. It's a photocopy of a book that a professor had written from the Pacifica Graduate Institute, and it is called Rituals and Ceremonies, a reader. So it is basically the textbook that had been handwritten by the professor of the class itself. So I am really excited to delve into it a little deeper. It is from the course Mythological Study. It is from the Mythological Studies program, Pacifica Graduate University, which is located in Carpinteria, California. So, my witchlings, that has been my book haul this year, and I hope you like it. I hope it maybe gives you something to look for in your own bookstores that surround you, and maybe even something to salivate over once in a while. So, until next time, keep calm and witch on. Little Debbie's Pumpkin Delights, where have you been all my life? Oh my god. As you can see, I have eaten almost the entire box, and I just got them yesterday. These delicious little soft molasses spiced